Call this meeting to order. Are there any agenda changes?
None from staff this evening, Mr. Mayor.
We'll go right to the public forum then. Is there anyone that would like to speak to us? Step right up there, Betty.
Well, I'm just a little concerned about, I hope that you follow our Planning and Zoning Commission's recommendations. I really thought you guys would put a moratorium on this several meetings ago when you discussed it, and when you didn't, I thought, oh my goodness, you know? So I really hope somebody will make a motion to put a 5-year moratorium on this, the data centers and the cryptocurrency thing until everybody can kind of research it a little bit more in years to come instead of, oh, this is the thing to do. That got us in trouble the last time because we didn't do that. And I would hate to see that happen again.
Appreciate that, thank you. Anyone else? One more.
Thanks, Pat.
No, I don't think you got it. It didn't.
Good, turn green.
Yep, there it is. Oh, the light's up there now. Kevin Henderson, Halstead, Kansas. I'd just like to say I support the council if they're gonna follow what the planning and zoning has evidently recommended. I think that'll be a good thing to do. I think the planning and zoning committee needs a chance to research things. The more I research it, the more I do my homework, the more and more alarming things that there are nationwide. There's now even a statewide move by at least one legislator to put a statewide moratorium on this for a period of time because of the dangers to our land, the dangers to our aquifers, the dangers to our homes, the dangers to our air. They're discovering that around these data centers, the air pollution makes breathing hard for local residents. And it's just issue after issue that says, no, maybe it's time to stick a pin in this, at least for a period of time. So I'm hoping that we'll do that and that we'll see the council follow the recommendations of planning and zoning. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else that would like to speak? Okay, we will move on and close the public forum. We have our consent agenda. Minutes from the February 11th meeting.
Mr. Mayor, after reviewing the consent agenda, if there's no discussion or questions amongst the council, I'd make a motion to approve it as submitted.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
That passes. Next on our list is ordinance number 2026-AP-
That's included in the consent.
Oh, that was part of that?
Yep.
Okay.
Down to D.
Move clear down to,
I don't think we
don't
have.
have anything in public hearing. No unfinished business. New business. Presentation from the Harvey County Breastfeeding Support and Healthy Harvey Coalition. We have a speaker, thank you.
Right. Fantastic. Would I be able to pass this around?
Sure,
for
do you want me
folks?
to make copies real quick? Actually, it was in their packet, so they've actually seen this.
Yeah, we've got that.
Oh, beautiful, fantastic. So that, the signage as well, or just the
I believe-
schematics?
Did they have the signage?
Probably not the signage.
Okay, I can go make copies of that.
Fantastic, whichever. All right, beautiful. So glad you've already seen that. All right, I'm Mallory Kaufman. I am the chair of the Harvey County Breastfeeding Coalition. Our vision is to create a thriving community that supports new and expecting families across the county. We work to achieve this vision through coordinating various projects and then hosting events like the community baby shower. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the project. but also about why we find this to be important. So in the 2023 to 2026 Harvey County Community Health Needs Assessment, they identified birth outcomes as one of the county's health priorities. Harvey County has a dramatically high infant mortality rate and has been one of the top 5 in the state for many years. We were first there for a little bit, which is not the time you want to be first place. We've since moved to about third, but not because we've got significantly better, but because some other places have gotten a little bit worse. Thank you. According to KDHE, the infant mortality rate is about 7.7 deaths per 1,000 births. While no one factor stands out, knowing breastfeeding duration is one of the many protective factors, this project aims to encourage longer adoption of breastfeeding and continue to reduce public objections. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life and continued breastfeeding for up to 2 years. While breastfeeding initiation rate in Harvey County is above 93%, which is higher than the state average of 86%, the exclusive breastfeeding rate at 3 months drops to about 50% and continues to drop to about 28% at 6 months. According to the 2024 report, participants of the WIC, specifically Harvey County WIC, the 6-month breastfeeding rate is about 19%. And just a reminder, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends 100% at 6 months, so 19 is significantly lower than that. This is in the 4th lowest quintile for all Kansas counties. So many Kansas families understand the value of breastfeeding as seen in the high initiation rates, yet as infants grow, those rates decline. According to a study published in the Journal of Pediatrics, 60% of mothers stopped breastfeeding sooner than they planned due to external barriers, including access to community and family support. Noticing these barriers, the Harvey County Breastfeeding Coalition applied for a networked community solutions grant to build access and awareness of breastfeeding resources in Harvey County to increase the health and wellness of infants, mothers, and families. We hope to reduce barriers and provide education through this project. This project is also supported by the Healthy Harvey Coalition, NMC Health, and the Harvey County Health Department. In the schematics that you've seen, we contracted with Scorpius Industries, which is a fabrication, they're over in the Halstead area, to fabricate 2 benches, one standard canopied bench and one breastfeeding bench. The breastfeeding bench includes a short seating area adjacent to a standing diaper changing station, which will all be covered with a canopy. Scorpius has completed fabrication, and those benches are heading to the powder coaters this week. So we're moving along, and we hope to install in March. So the bench will have a sign with 2 QR codes, and so that's what you see there. That's the signage. One lists a local breastfeeding resources directory, and the other is a link to a map of the breastfeeding friendly spaces in Harvey County. We have many breastfeeding resources, public spaces, and businesses that support breastfeeding families, and that number continues to grow through other coalition initiatives. The goal of this signage is to educate families on what is available and how to access these services. So, thank you so much to the city staff that I've worked with, both Ethan as well as our Parks and Rec staff, as well as your guys' support in this process. We finish out this grant on April 1st, so we're kind of coming into the tail end with installation and then finishing up. So we hope that this project helps support local families across our community. We are planning to have some celebrations as well as partnering with Harvey County parents as teachers to have a community play date over spring break and share about some of these resources as well. So as we start to get further along, we hope that you can join us in some of these celebrations. So, any questions for me?
Well, Pat, is this where that new slab is over there by okay, I saw that this evening, saw that over there. And yes, it will get used a lot. Yeah, there's always moms and kiddos over there.
I love that.
They'll get used quite a bit, I'm sure.
So where are the pads at?
Well, you know where the jungle gym set on the southwest corner? This pad, the one pad that I saw is just on the northeast corner of that play area.
Okay.
So it's adjacent to it, but just on the northeast corner of it. I don't know where the other one is. I didn't see it.
Near the northwest corner.
Okay,
They're both kind of.
by the gazebo. Oh,
Just around.
oh,
We
still
kept
in the
them
same
around.
play area.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, good.
Beautiful.
What is the canopy made out of? Is it metal or?
It is metal. Yep, the seating and then the changing table specifically, that's a composite wood, but the rest of it is a single steel contraption, single item.
No, I think it's great. Be comfortable place and have a little bit of shade out of the sun.
A little bit of coverage.
Someone who lived up right across from the park for 25 years, and yes, it gets well used, and I think it'd be a great place for moms.
Fantastic. Glad to hear that.
Have been able to see a project like this because our niece is, that lives in Houston, is in charge of that particular,
Oh, cool.
the south part of Houston, in this same type of thing. So it's kind of cool to have it here.
Oh, that's
very neat.
wonderful.
Yeah,
That's cool.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right, awesome. Thank you very much, everyone.
You.
You.
Move on to the developer request, Southwest 10th Street and stationary sewer requirements.
I'm Alan Weber.
My name is Eddie Weber. Alan and I are here this evening to request approval for an on-site sewer disposal system on Lot 6, Zone 1. It's for a single-family residence in the Williams Second Edition. We have attached that preliminary plat map from Garber Survey. It is a satellite view showing the location of the property that has been created, along with a preliminary cost estimate and overall site plan from Harlan Foraker with Certified Engineering. On the overall site plan, it shows to be a sewer line installed starting on the west end of Leslie Lane at a depth of 16 feet, going south to 10th Street, and then west down 10th Street on the south side towards Halstead Road. That preliminary cost estimate shows that it would cost roughly $88,000 per lot for the 6 lots that we have in the preliminary plat, which brings an estimated $529,000 cost. Therefore, we have come to the conclusion that this is not a cost-effective plan for the development of these 6 lots. If we are approved for an on-site sewage disposal system, it will be designed to be compliant with all local, county, and environmental health standards. We have a family that has been patiently waiting to build a home here on the outskirts of Halstead. They would still be supplied with city water and gas and a septic system that would be more affordable. Any questions?
Is that just back east from Clifford's? Is that?
Right there next to Williams Park, right up there by the road. Kind of where that water pond is with that pad that's been built up there, right there. That's the lot
Just
that we're
trying to get
asking for the.
trying to get our bearings there on where it's at. I thought that's where it was. But
Yep.
Have we in the past looked at putting a sewer lift out there so we can run a line all through there?
A sewer lift station would add probably about another $500,000 to that project. What that's proposed is gravity fed. So, I mean, a lift station would be more if we were looking to expand capacity, I mean, further west.
Exactly.
So right now, I mean, that west of Halstead Road, I mean, wasn't reflected like in the city's long-term growth pattern or anything. But, I mean, there's always the possibility, it's just with the cost of a lift station, you're generally talking like you'd want a major industrial user or a pretty dense housing development to go in to offset the costs of that.
Which we don't have.
Correct.
I have kind of an insight on that because I'm one of the properties out on that side of town, and that's the reason we didn't put, that's that's why we went with a standard septic type system. And everybody that's out there right now is the same way, so.
Yeah, I mean, just for reference, like where Jim's at, a gravity-fed sewer line would have been, what, Pat, 5 feet out of the ground at Jim's property? So that was to get gravity. The difference with these lots is it is possible to do gravity and keep it underground. I will note, if you're amenable to this solution, because this, where they're wanting, and this isn't formally platted, so, Lot 6 exists on this preliminary plat map, but this isn't filed with the county or anything yet, or hasn't been approved by planning and zoning formally. But you would basically be setting, the precedent of every single lot to the west of it then would also be allowed sewer, because every lot you take out of it is just gonna make the benefit that much more expensive for the next 5 lots or 4 lots or 3. And again, previous governing body did not want any more sewer,
Septic
or
systems?
septic systems. And so that's why we said if that's gonna be a policy change, it needs to come from you all, saying that you would be for it. I mean, there are other options of this as well. I mean, the city, historically, our approach to housing development has been the city pays for the water and the gas infrastructure to be installed, and then benefit districts are set for any street improvements and or sewer. You obviously could work out a development agreement specific to this, where the city actually picks up part of the sewer if you wanted to try and incentivize public sewer. You can authorize, septics within. I mean, it is allowable under city code, so it is largely what you all want to do.
Can I ask a question on that, Ethan, and for Brad? On ours, we had to have a certain amount of space for that. That was one of the issues. We didn't have an issue, and neither did anybody else there, just because of we have several acres. These would be more of lots that wouldn't have that capacity. Am I correct on that?
So
They're required to have at least another 100% expansion available, aren't they? Square footage on the property.
if you see that map that has the on-site sewer disposable system, A and B, those yellow rectangles,
Yep.
I sat down with Karen Rothy over at Harvey County,
Right.
and she drew out those areas with all the setbacks
So those are your expansion.
for the state of Kansas.
Okay. That was I wanted to make.
I know, you gotta ask that question.
Yeah.
If we do put it over on letter B, that location, we would have to need a variance from the city, because we would be 25 feet too close to Williams Park. But that was the only thing that she came up with, is where we could put them. And she said that more people are going to put them in their front yards because they're not driving heavy equipment through their front yard, or sometimes if they put them in their backyard, they're going out to plant a tree or something, and the tree spade runs across their lateral field or something, so.
And Councilmember Van Scoik, I mean, as the preliminary plat is laid out, most of those lots, the minimum size, I think, is still over an acre for any of those lots, so they should have
That's what I was.
ample space.
That's what I was wondering.
It's not as dense as, say, South Main Street or.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is on 1.25 acre here, and there's also stipulation we have to be so far away from that pond. The other small lot up there, next to Claire Clifford's, lot 2 maybe? That 1.07 acres, it's not gonna have any water on it that we have to stay away from, so that actually makes it easier. I believe that's lot 3.
Lot 2.
Lot 2? Yep. Actually, lot 8, 2.
Seabroots, were they able to tie into the sewer, or did they?
Yeah,
Yep,
Seabrooks,
lot 2.
we required to tie into city sewer.
I feel there's several nuances to this here, and I don't know that this is, I know you guys need an answer because you want to get your clients moving. But I think there are a lot of nuances here, and I think we need to be able to have a little bit longer conversation than just right now. So I'd like to, even, I would be willing to come have a work session over this if we need to. But to get their people moving, and, we're talking about 5 other residents down there. And like I said, I think there are a lot of little nuances here that we just gotta address before we move forward with it. I'm not opposed to it, that's not what I'm saying. I just need to make sure we're considering everything.
Right, because
It,
the thing is, there's the field across the street from here, which is going off of my backyard. That's a big area where somebody else could also develop. I know that, at least what they've told me, they at most would be just putting a couple houses in if that ever happened, but you never know. But that's almost, in my mind, that's the only thing, is if that suddenly got developed, then we're pulling from that potential everybody chipping in type of thing. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, or to the numbers that we would like to see that would make sense. I just get the feeling anybody who develops there is gonna need just a regular septic system like this.
Well, Ethan alluded to a couple of options, a couple of ways of getting this done, and I think one of them was talking about possibly picking up a portion of it. I'd like to know the particulars about that, if we're gonna even consider that, what percentage. So, like I said, I'd like to see maybe have a work session over this. I'd be available anytime to do it.
I'm with George as far as I think we might to look at it just a little bit longer, just to make sure, but I'm willing to meet sometime to make it fairly soon, because I know the restrictions, and I know who's wanting to build, so, yeah, I kind of know, when you kind of know, and I understand their reasoning for it. We just want to make sure that we're not compromising ourselves for future.
Would the concerns that are being thought of be taken care of in the planning and zoning? 'Cause they've still gotta go through them
Yeah,
to
well,
get the okay for this.
if they.
My concerns aren't regarding the planning and zoning.
It's financial, right?
It's financial.
Financial, yeah.
And, it's not just this, but it's the other homes to the west of it, the homes to the north of it. So it's a bigger nut. And I just want to make sure we talk about it all. And it doesn't have to be a long length thing. We can make it happen quickly for these guys, but we need to visit.
I'm off on Friday. If you guys, I mean, we can have a quorum, even if.
I can make Friday happen.
Yeah.
Do 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I don't want to speak for anybody, Ethan. I don't know what you have planned, or Julie.
I would have to have it a little bit later, because I'm at Health Ministries that day, but I could come back, go to the meeting, and then go back over. I just need to, I can't do it at 1, that's.
Okay.
Move. So, 2 o'clock or 2:30 or 3:30 or whatever.
2:30?
I'm good. We need that in the form of a motion?
She's at school.
Yeah,
And that's
I
where
know.
we would have a quorum, but didn't mean.
You want to join us, we can do it later.
Yeah, that'd be simple enough to make it, if you're gonna be free later that Friday.
What do you, I mean, I can do it later.
I mean, I'm contracted to 3:45, so
I understand.
after 3:45. And
If-
before 6 o'clock at the girls' basketball game.
Uh-huh.
You do 4 o'clock. I mean, I think you could cover this in.
I
I
can't.
don't see this being a big time burner.
I mean, I can't, if I'm not here, I'm not here. That's okay also. It's just, I can't do it at 4, because that's when I get off over there at 4:15, so.
Or a different day. Anything going on?
The weekend I'm good on the weekend too.
Saturday's fine with me.
I happen to be off on a Saturday in the morning, so believe it or not. John?
You, one day, you
I
have to
know,
get
well,
up.
I'm like trying to think about my kids' baseball schedules and where I'm supposed to be Ubering my kids.
And like I said, we would have a quorum if
Yeah.
you've
Yeah,
got
if
some
you can't,
thoughts.
yeah.
You can share them with one of us.
Yeah, tell you what, then that being the case, let's just keep it on Friday then, too.
That would be fine.
Let's, Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion for a work session regarding this sanitary sewer system for 2:00 Friday afternoon.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
It's a plan.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, thank you.
And moving along to Planning Commission recommendation regarding the data center cryptocurrency mining. We all look over what they sent us from the P and Z board.
I think I was the one that brought it up to send it to P and Z or to have them look it over and get their recommendation. I know several others mentioned that as well, and they did just that. I would like to address the fact that we did have a couple weeks ago, my discomfort with installing something like that is I didn't have any moratorium to even look at. And we just couldn't pass at that time. Not that I was in favor of it, because I not necessarily am, but we just didn't have anything. Now that we have something, I feel a lot better about putting it in place.
I agree. It's helpful to have some legalese and something that defines what we're talking about, instead of just making it up on the fly.
Yeah.
Main thing that the board was concerned about was being boxed in on a time schedule. And the 5 years, they felt gave them more than enough time to come up with code for this.
Sure.
Yeah, and I agree with the people that have spoken. I think these are very new and have a lot of issues associated with them that I think a lot of the people building them are trying to get them snuck in before regulations are put in place, and I think we need to put a pause so that we can get things established so that the regs are there.
Well, lines are being drawn for sure because citizens such as ourselves who are just wanting to, hey, slow it down some. But then I was reading an article this evening about lawmakers that are looking to preemptively block municipalities from
Exactly.
blocking
That died,
these.
that particular,
So that talk is out there though, so.
yeah.
And it's
They
disturbing.
squashed that right away,
Yeah.
which, that was, in my opinion, good.
Shauna?
Do you want me to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say on the matter. I mean, like, I appreciate the time to have people look into it, and so we can make sure to move forward with as much information as possible. Like you said, anytime something gets brought up and it's kind of, we don't have enough information at the time, then we don't feel like we can really speak to that. So it's hard to vote for something that you don't feel like you have information one way or the other. Even though in your gut, you might feel one thing, you just want to make sure you're making the, so I'm with you on that, and yeah, I'm good with it.
Mr. Mayor, if there's no more questions or discussion, I would make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-02-02, a resolution providing for a 5-year moratorium on the development or processing of permit or use application related to data centers and related activities within the Halstead city limits.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That carries. Thank you. Next is ordinance 1349, amending risk management funding ordinance number.
So in your packet is ordinance 1349, which just simply updates the ordinance number, which originally was 1345. Clerical error, we used that number twice. So 1349 would become the new and standalone number for the ordinance that established the risk management fund for the city. So basically just a housekeeping issue.
Housekeeping. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1349, ordinance creating a non-budgeted fiscal fund titled the Risk Management Reserve Fund to provide resources for risk management needs of the city.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That carries. Next is ordinance number 1357, changing regular city council meeting days and times. Again.
So this ordinance repeals ordinance 1355, just recently passed by you all at the beginning of January. Goes to amend Chapter 1, Article 2, 1-203 of Halstead City Code regarding the regular meeting day and time of the body. And instead of the second and fourth Wednesdays, as 1355 changed it to, it would now be the first and third Wednesdays that we would be meeting on at 7:00 p.m. And then looking at the calendar and then also the publication date of when this ordinance, if approved, would be published. It would not be published in time for us not to still have a meeting on March 11th, and then you would immediately have a meeting per the ordinance on the 18th. So we would, from staff perspective, 1 week turnaround typically isn't going to have a very busy agenda in that 1 week. Suggest either canceling the March 11th meeting or the March 18th meeting, I guess, if people want to meet on March 11th. But knowing we suggested March 11th, because that's the second Wednesday meeting in which City Attorney Jantz has the conflict, so.
11th is the conflict. The 18th is spring break. So I'm not sure. It's fine. You have a quorum, you don't really need me, it's fine. That's my only, yeah,
I'm not sure I can be there on the 18th, so.
fine.
Do
11th
what
it
we
is.
can.
No, just kidding.
Mr.
Are
Mayor,
you on spring break?
there is no more questions or discussion. I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1357 and ordinance appealing ordinance number 1355, amending Chapter 1, Article 2, Section 1-203 of Halstead City Code regarding the regular meeting day and time of the Halstead governing body.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That carries.
And Mr. Mayor, I'd also make a motion to cancel the meeting to be held on March 11th, 2026 for the next regular meeting to be held on March 18th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are moving right along. Governing body comments. What you got, George?
Well, I saw the first darn mosquito today.
No.
Yes, I did. I was sitting there with the dog out in the yard, and I looked down, and there he is sucking on my arm. So, yeah, they're out.
We have a lot of exciting things going on in our schools, so if you haven't had a chance to come out and watch the basketball teams, the girls play at home on Friday night. And it's the first round of sub-state we get to host. The boys travel tomorrow to Caney Valley, so we'll be on the road. We just hung up a banner on Tuesday night honoring the debate team, so that was really exciting. The first one since, I think, 2003, they said. So really exciting to see. Lots of different things happening. Our power lifters are out there doing awesome things. They came back with a team trophy as well. And I know my son and lots of the kids are busy working for the musical that will be taking place in our brand-new auditorium in March. So be sure to mark your calendars because you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a beautiful auditorium and it's going to be a great show. So I'm really excited about it.
Know what day that is?
Ooh, you'd ask me. I should know. It's the end of March, after spring break, I believe. I should know. Claire's gonna be like, you had your golden opportunity. Yes, I will have that date when we meet again, but it will be Oklahoma, and it's gonna be so good. So you won't wanna miss it. Even if you don't like musicals, these kids do such a great job. It's super entertaining. So I'm really proud of our kids in the classroom, on the courts, out in the community. It's just a really awesome place to be part of, and it just makes what I love about Halstead so great. Just a really special place. So they're awesome.
Jim?
I can reinforce Shauna's statements on the activities, and that's it for me.
Roger?
Only thing I can really think of, we're in springtime, getting ready for the weather to change on us, and being that I live on the slough, and I know we've got several other council members, just remind folks to take the opportunity before spring hits. It's a good time to clean out branches and whatnot, because it doesn't take much for a heavy rain and a lot of debris to block that up and flood a lot of properties. So just, it's a pain, but necessary.
Yeah. Oh, Mayor, can I, one more thing? Shout out to Charlie and, we miss him. He's been, not being able to do his crosswalk duties and his different things that he really enjoys and loves to do when he's down, but, we're thinking of him, and just shout out to Charlie Robinson, so.
Charlie, get better soon. Whereas this is Severe Weather Awareness Week, March 2nd through the 6th, 2026, to remind citizens of the importance of preparing for severe storms, tornadoes, flooding, which are among the costliest and most dangerous natural disasters in Kansas. These events can occur at any time and often without a warning, impact lives, property across the state. Residents are encouraged to review safety plans, understand the insurance coverage limitations, and take appropriate preparedness actions to protect their families, homes, and business. Therefore, I, Mayor of the City of Halstead, Kansas, do hereby proclaim and recognize March 2nd through the 6th as Severe Weather Awareness Week. That's all we have tonight. City Manager.
Not a whole lot to report this evening. A lot of time has been spent working on getting the preliminary concept and pre-app, if you will, for the Transportation Alternatives Grant related to Oswald Lehman Park. Then working on the preliminary documentation that we need to submit to the U.S. Department of Transportation on the Safe Streets for All grant. And then we continue to work on meeting with the prospective tenant, hopefully for the spec building, and finalizing terms there, and hopefully we'll have that ready to present to you all in the near future. So those are kind of the big updates. That's not just standard operational stuff.
Mr. Mayor, I do have one more thing. Are you done, Ethan?
Yeah, with manager's report.
I've been walking my pup around all over the place, and down at the Learning Center, they have a, contraption, and it dispenses bags to clean up after your dog in a little container. And that's, I always carry my stuff with me. But I was down at Riverside Park, and I was wondering, what would it take for us to get one of those, something like that down there at Riverside Park? There are landmines all over the place down there.
I believe we have two.
Grant's got a couple for, I think, Scout Park, and I don't know if one was gonna go to Riverside or not.
If we can do one at Riverside, that'd be great. Yeah.
We can look into that, not an issue.
And the dates for the dates for the musical are the dates for the musical are March 27th and 28th at 7 p.m. at the Nude Auditorium.
And what is the cost,
Just make something up.
Bring all your money. No. I don't actually know. I got a flyer. Hold on. I don't know if it's on there. It doesn't look like the cost is on the flyer yet. So, I will, get that information and, have that for you. Usually you can buy your tickets in advance also. So look for that. Usually it comes through the school social media, or I can post it on my council social media as well.
Councilmember Will, I will add that this USD 440 usually asks the city to post that as well.
Oh,
And we
perfect.
usually do, so that should be on the city's Facebook page for people to
Wonderful.
see also.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. So
Ethan,
excited.
I'm sorry.
Oh, here.
One other question, anything on North Street are we
Yeah,
ready to bid, or are we?
we're ready to pay permit fees to BNSF. So that's
What I was wondering.
just got the email today, with the first of two anticipated permits. And for everyone that thinks, the city with our $100 permits it's about a $6,000 permit for one, and we anticipate the second permit will also be about 6,000. So, but we're working as fast as BNSF allows us to work
That's,
to get that. And honestly, it's the right-of-way issues with BNSF that are the final things that, the plans are done. The engineers are ready to take it to bid. It's just making sure the railroad is going to say okay or not, come down and suddenly try and stop the project, so.
They have to have all their attorneys look at it, don't they?
that is, every time somebody asks me that in the public, I give them the same response. I said, we are waiting for the railroad. Because that's truly the answer, so.
And we are working with the contractor, I guess, and I'm remiss that I didn't mention that. Potentially the sidewalk, new sidewalk going on the south side of Sixth Street from, the Housing Authority, east to Cedar Drive. Potentially sounds like construction on that might start in March. As the contractor has made preliminary contact, and we're just making sure that works for the Housing Authority and also for, Halstead, since we'll be crossing their front yards.
Okay. Do we need to cover the financial? Have you already covered that?
No, just real short, and sorry, we will email the monthly sheet to you. Realized it wasn't out here for you guys. But with January, not a lot of trends emerged that early in the year. Hard to believe we're already done with the first month of the fiscal year. General fund continues to be in an unfavorable cash position compared to its previous year, and right now that's about $300,000. The second fund that was in unfavorable status to its previous year's cash position is the water fund, which was down about $100,000. That was planned or anticipated. The fund is still in a very healthy position. We just did some additional year-end transfers to the water reserves, and then to the general fund. I am happy to report that the gas fund, which spent most of last year, as those of you who served previously heard me say every month, looked unfavorable, and we finally kind of hit the stabilization point between making the expedited payments on the utility loan, but then balancing that with the incoming revenue. So it's no longer unfavorable. It's kind of at the break-even point. So we were happy to see that it finally caught up with itself, so to speak. One of the biggest outliers for this early in the year, from a financials perspective, is that the city did receive delinquent property tax revenues associated with the sale of the former Halstead Hospital and Clinic properties. Although it's important to remember that these revenues are funds that the city budgeted for and should have been receiving throughout the years they were not being paid. And while it is a significant sum to us as far as an outlier, it is also only a one-time revenue, so it's not something we can anticipate every month. These taxes are proportionally also divided amongst the various tax funds within the city's budget, so the portion that should have gone to like our debt service fund still goes to that, the library still gets what they would have done, and so on. So the city's capital funds also at the end of January sit at expected balances, which is over 800,000 in our city equipment fund and just over 1.1 million in the capital improvement fund. And that one is, of course, sitting a little higher than anticipated just because we haven't gone out to bid on some of those capital projects yet, which will draw those down. But overall, we started our fiscal year in a favorable to what we projected by about $225,000 across all funds. The majority of that was in the general fund, so that has helped give us a solid foundation to start this fiscal year. And again, I apologize that you didn't have the handouts. We will email that to you after the meeting.
That's my fault.
Two questions come to mind after that. The loan on the gas, we know how many more years we have to pay on that?
Right now, if we keep the current payment schedule, I believe we are anticipated to pay that off like right at the very beginning of 2029, which is about 2 years sooner than the original 10-year term the city took out.
Good news. And on the hospital, have we been told whether it is still on tax rolls or has been removed or not?
We have not yet,
Not been told anything
Nope.
yet? Okay,
so,
we'll keep that in mind then.
yep.
All right.
Have they done anything like applied for, have they turned the power on? Have they done any permits, anything?
They made some very initial contact with Pat on some of the utility.
But beyond that, they weren't asking for it to be turned on, they were just asking what was available, so.
Same thing with the inn? The inn?
Although it's in good enough condition, they had actually restored it at one point because we just put new service in front of the inn.
Oh, yeah.
And upgraded the meter and stuff. So that one in theory is ready to be turned on whenever occupancy would.
Right. Seems like when they're switched on, we'll at least know something's happening, but right now,
Yeah.
it sounds
The
like
first,
nothing.
first move you'd want to make is get water. Get the restrooms working. I think we're ready for adjournment.
Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Kind of thought it'd go that way.